Okay, now as we see here, there is something which is error here, saying student ID is inaccessible due to its protection level. Protection level because it is now private. It is private here, so the protection level didn't allow from another. This is the class which is here, and the form is another class here. So that's why you cannot access it from outside. Inside, fine, but inside the class itself. But outside the class, you cannot access it. So what do we do in this case? And for privacy, we need to keep it as private. What do we do here for that? We can create a method here, which is called, it is public now. I will access the ID through a method. The ID is private, I cannot access it, so I access it through a public method. So public, and usually they call it set, to set the value of that. Because it is set, we put void, because void is not returning any value. I will put set and the name of whatever, started with ID as convention, or with capital letter as convention, and what do you want to set? So we want to set the ID, which is string, so it must be here, string then. String the ID. Then to set it up, we put here the ID, which is here, the ID. I want to set the ID through this. So the value passed here, it will go to be ID here. That means ID equal to the ID. Not the opposite. Because what I'm passing here, I want to put it into here, into the ID. So this is setting the ID in this case. And the ID definitely would be set if I put this. So how can I set it here? I can, but of course it would be for both S1 and S2 it will work, because they are both of type student. So S1 dot set, you see, what is the set? It should be, yeah, set ID. You see, this is the set ID as set ID, and I have to pass the value of that, which is, for instance, 20150001, whatever that, like that. This will replace this way of adding this, because since ID is private, you cannot set it up. You set it up using a method. Why the method here? Because you can put in a method anything like authentication or whatever to allow specific people to use that one. You see, so maybe here you put identification for a person to be sure like who is the person here, and then you set it up like then the ATM. When you want to get your balance, you have to put your ID and PIN number, and then based on that they open to you the balance. Similarly, now I cannot print it. So how can I print it here? To print it, we need to have another method, which is public. Now in this case it will return the value string, because the string get ID, and then it take no parameters because I want to get the ID here, and just return the ID. Why? Because the ID can be seen inside, so this is inside and will get the ID for me. Now if I go to the form and put here S1 dot get ID, this is the get ID, it takes 2 parameters, and that's it. This will work for me. Print the same thing as before.